Come on.
Hey everybody. Hey friends. I know it's been a while. Your girl has been busy, busy, busy. It's exhausting being the primary parent. I'm sorry in advance for the background noise. It is hot as shit here for some reason, and I had to have all the windows down sitting in my core. I want to talk about Don Lemonhead. If you don't know who Don Lemon is, he's this black man. He's married to a white man. He was fired from CNN recently. He sued them and he won like 20 something $1 million. And I'm like, hey, big head. And he actually made a joke saying that, why am I getting all these hey, big head texts? So he won his case, and then he comes out and says that he's starting another show or whatever, pretty much content creating and starting a podcast on a show on YouTube, mostly Twitter. I mean, X, formerly Twitter. And it's pretty much, I'm like, oh my God, like all of these celebrities and all of these commentators are jumping to YouTube because you ain't got to share the coin. You don't have any producers. You pretty much can do you and you. I've been talking like this because I've been watching a lot of content about people from Baltimore, especially like Monique and her son. They be like chew and do, and I'm hearing me saying chew. Oh no. So they all coming to YouTube now, right? So, but anyway, he advertises or whatever or promotes that his first interview that he's going to put out is going to be with Elon Musk. If you don't know who Elon Musk is, he's Mr. Tesla. South African white man. I think he lives in America now, but whatever. So pretty much the clip that came out is Don Lemon asking Elon Musk about X. I'm gonna say Twitter. I'm too old. Twitter's allowing of hate speech. Now that's kind of disingenuous on Don Lemon's part because it's not that Twitter allows hate speech. It doesn't censor. It's one of the few, if the only one that I know about that doesn't have strong censorship. Like even here on YouTube, there's certain words you can't say. If you watch other people's videos, they won't say certain words because your video will get flagged. They say unalived, right? Oh, that person was unalived, or they say grape instead, just remove the G to say that. Because if you say those words in your video, you can go against the community guidelines. And then if you're monetized, here's a trick. Woo, my brain has been braining. A tip for you guys. So this is lemons. Oh my God. Oranges. I have decision and mental fatigue. Really. So this is oranges. And we have a lot of meetings at my job, and they put together these beautiful fruit salad presentations that nobody eats. So the fruit comes back to our main office where it sits there for days in and out the fridge. Nobody touches it, and eventually it gets thrown away. So what I've been doing is I've been taking the fruit, putting it in a freezer bag, like a Ziploc bag or whatever, and putting it in the freezer in the office because I'm always drinking water and I like my water to be cold, and we have ice cubes, right? I was using ice cubes, but then I would go and I would cut up a lemon and then put it in the water. And I'm just saying, why don't I just freeze the fruit, right? It can double as ice cube and give flavor to the water. And fruit is expensive, and we just be tossing it. So the fruit salad, like at the bottom, you can't see it, would be like there's some blackberries. We've had raspberries, oranges, blueberries, strawberries. The strawberries go. Like people eat the strawberries. They eat the strawberries, they eat the berries, but the oranges tend to stay. And I just freeze it. But this last batch was oranges and blackberries. So there's a blackberry in there, but it's frozen and it's at the bottom. But anyway, good tip if you don't like the taste of water. I know a lot of people don't like water. Me, I love water. but it also runs through me. And I think because of my gastric sleeve, it's running through me too quickly, and I still um am dehydrated. Like, it's crazy. I went for blood work and she said you're dehydrated. And I'm like, "Girl, I drink so much water, but I think because there's nothing in it, it's just coming out." So put in some fruit essence or some fruit juice in it, keeps it in my body longer. At least that's my theory. But anyway, where was I? So Twitter is not just a hate speech. Like, oh, we advertise that you could do hate speech. There's really no censorship. That's why, like, content creators, if they want to go on Instagram and show something like I've done, like share my screen, they will do that. But Twitter, no, because there's a lot of PORN on Twitter and a lot of stuff. So Twitter is like one of the few platforms, if not the only, I'm going to say it's the only because I don't know of any, that showed pictures of people being unalived, laying in the street, or the action actually happening, or hostages getting decapitated, whatever. It's all on there for everybody to see, because Elon Musk kind of prides himself on the free speech warrior that he claims to be. So anyway, Don Lemon, I thought that was a bit disingenuous, and I thought it was leading for you to say that Twitter allows hate speech, especially towards the Democrats and the small hats. Now, he specifically said that, but even on the YouTube, you can't say JEWS. That gets your page flag for hate speech. Just even mentioning them, because that's how powerful they are. That's what Kanye said. So he damn, that knocking is annoying. But I had to find a tree with shade because it's sunny out here. I'm enjoying it. I need my vitamin D up. So Don Lemon specifically says the hate speech has increased towards the Democrats and the small hats, or the unmentionables. Um, and pretty much Elon Musk said that he doesn't owe anybody an explanation. And the only reason why he did this interview is because Don Lemon pretty much promoted X, aka Twitter, and yada, yada, yada. And now there's some back and forth between them that Elon Musk doesn't want the interview released, and Don Lemon is saying it's released. But I say all this to say that, you go through the comments and the black people are windmilling for, Don Lemon, and saying, yeah, and we need to boycott Twitter. And somebody said, like, oh, we have so much purchasing power. If niggas stop buying Teslas, he'll lose everything. And I'm saying to myself, there is a scattering of niggas that own Teslas. We not the buyers of Teslas. Black people are not the buyers of Teslas. There is a smattering of us, black people, that have a Tesla, but we ain't buying Teslas. Like, if this was the CEO of Cadillac or Chrysler, because we like Cadillac Escalades and Chrysler 300s, or if you would, Jamaicans, if you count them as being black, or because they're Caribbean, they're the biggest purchasers of BMWs, them and young Italian boys. So if this was BMW or Cadillac or Chrysler, maybe you would have a point. But niggas, if every nigga didn't ever buy a Tesla again, Elon Musk's net worth would go from 100 billion or dollars, right? Is he a multi-billionaire? So let's say $100 billion. And if niggas stopped buying Teslas, his net worth would go down to $100 billion. Like, no, he wouldn't feel it at all. It would be like if I dropped a quarter on the floor and I just kept it moving. A quarter dropped out of my purse. I looked at it and said, and kept walking. My net worth is still the same. That's what would happen if all niggas stopped buying Teslas. That would be the impact on his net worth. It's like if I dropped a quarter and kept it moving. So I just found those comments to be really out of touch. And I was confused as to why Black people wanted to come together and have a call of action to boycott Twitter when Don Lemon, who is a Black man, did not mention niggas, Negroes, Black people, nothing. He didn't say that hate speech has increased amongst Black people. He didn't mention that on Twitter's platform you're allowed to show dead bodies of dead Black children in the streets. Um, he didn't mention that how the hate speech has increased towards the white supremacists, towards everybody, Black people. Sorry, he didn't mention any of that. He mentioned the Democrats and the small hats, and I'm just confused as to why we as Black people are so blinded by our victimization to oneself that we can't even see that Don Lemon wasn't even talking about us. He talked about Democrats, which encompasses anybody who is a Democrat, and the small hats. And the small hats are so powerful that the small hats is now a race, and they don't look like me. They are white presenting clear people. But why is the Black people championing a boycotting of Twitter? Because Elon Musk pretty much avoided the question. Now, I am very critical of my country because it's like a parent whose kid keeps failing class and he has the potential to be great. He's just lazy and unmotivated. So yes, I criticize America a lot because that's how I feel about it, but I am American. I live here. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm an American. And I'm very critical of a country that has everything at its disposal to literally be great, and just is fucking lazy and we don't got it together. But to boycott Twitter is stupid because there's hate speech on there. There's also other things on there. And I enjoy the fact that we as a country promote free speech, but we're asking why Elon Musk doesn't put a restriction on hate speech. This is the great thing about social media and the internet and stuff like that. If you see something you don't like, you could, or this is to scroll up. When you're scrolling on Twitter or you're scrolling on Facebook, or even if you're scrolling on YouTube and you see this face and you don't like this face, or if I'm talking and you don't like the sound of my voice, you just go like this. Why are we changing a whole platform and promoting censorship because somebody else feels differently? You don't have to listen to that person, subscribe to that person, and if they are giving you the hate speech, you can block them. You can delete, like you could block them. You know what I'm saying? Like you can block them. And if they keep spamming you and opening different pages, you can report them. You could just take that bad apple out of the bunch. You don't have to put a lid on the bunch in the basket. You could take that apple, remove that apple out of the basket. You don't have to put a lid on the basket. Don't put a lid on the basket. Find a few apples and have them removed. But why are you punishing everybody who talks about everything, good, bad, indifferent, nasty, hate speech, whatever? Why are you promoting that? And let's also, Elon Musk said that he doesn't want the interview released because pretty much, I'm paraphrasing, he don't want people all up in his business. But Elon, you have 57 11 children with 2 ex-wives, the singer Grimes, and an intern. Your dad said he has genius sperm and was selling it or giving it away for free, or said he had to fuck you to get you pregnant. We already know all your business, sir. We know everything about you. So what do you mean all up in your business? There's really nothing you can hide. We know that you had a child that died. Like, we know everything, sir. There's nothing else for you to know, and you're pretty much um unremarkable. There's nothing really great about you that we all up in your business. All up in your business. Now I'm gonna segue into Don Lemon's insinuation of censorship for Twitter to the fact that I think the House signed the TikTok ban in America bill, and a lot of people are excited because they believe that China is stealing our information and yada yada yada. If you believe that, but even if that's the case, America been stealing your information, and but they're like, that's okay because it's America. We don't want China having our information. China already have your information. I don't know why you think you're so special that nothing, no appliance or nothing you ever bought gave China access to your information. And then, quiet as it's kept, 99% of us are regular, boring ass folk with really nothing to hide except for maybe our browsing history. But even that's not that. It's shocking, right? The Chinese businessmen are buying underwear from women that work out in them, and you worried about your little browser history because you watch some femplay or maybe some pegging. It's not exciting. Like, the majority of us um wake up, go to work, have children, come home, and the other half of us are enjoying three hots in a cot. Like, we're not special, America. We're in this proverbial rat race, and it's like Groundhog's Day. We do the same shit every day. We take our kids to Disney World, we spend thousands of dollars, and we come home and we do it again. That's it. So China's stealing what? Our purchasing habits? We're consumers. We're capitalist consumers. It doesn't really take much to zoom us. Look at how all y'all crashed out over Temu or Timu. Oh, it's so shop like a billionaire. Shop like a billionaire. All of y'all should be worried about Timu on your phone instead of worrying about some goddamn TikTok. Now, I say this to say because there's a lot of content creators that were birthed out of TikTok who were able to discard traditional employment and pretty much sustain a pretty normal middle class life on TikTok. Just uploading content or being active on TikTok has sustained a lifestyle for them, and has gave them revenue, which then stimulates the economy because our economy is based on commerce. So now these people now cannot make that money off of TikTok. YouTube and other platforms are extremely restrictive, and the job market sucks. I don't know where I saw it, but it was somewhere that said that the average applicant looking for a job will send out between 150 and 200 resumes before they even get an interview. And I'm not talking about Target and Walmart and stuff. I'm talking about like mid-level executive jobs, 75,000 and more. They will send out 150 to 200 resumes before they even get an interview or call back. So you got one job and you got 3,000 applicants for one fucking job, for one seat. And so a lot of people started making their money off of TikTok and having content. And now that's going to be removed. Also, there's a lot of hidden shit in that. It's not just TikTok. The government has thrown in some other shit which will affect other websites and the ability to legitimately take your information. And also that gives strength. What strength does that give to the remaining social media platforms? Um, yeah. So you're worried about TikTok, but you let Temu and Wish and all of those be downloaded onto phones. It's a little weird, right? So not weird. It's like, why this one? Why not that one? Why you not worried about the site that you can get a end table for 17 cents or a their version of a KitchenAid stand mixer for $3.99. What you worried about TikTok? It's just once it's hiding stuff under the veil, and they're really good at the propaganda and making everybody think that the government is protecting them because this is a Chinese based company and they're trying to steal your information. It's ridiculous. I know it's something else more nefarious than some fucking TikTok. That's all I got for now. I'm gonna keep this one really short. Please send me an email, airedstatic@gmail.com, and send me a mailing address that you are comfortable with so you could get this free merch. I have already sent out a bunch of shirts. I'm sending out shirts for Eris, Air Static, and I'm also sending out shirts for Wisdom Workouts for Eli at Air Static. And then I'm also sending out bisexual shirts, unisex shirts that have both channels promoting. I got a Cricut cut maker and I buy vinyl off of Amazon. I've just been playing with designs and no two shirts have come out alike. They're all different, and postage is on me. Just like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I come on. Also, it's been a really hard week for me. I've been parenting solo, and I just did not have the mental bandwidth to upload and be intellectually stimulating for you guys. But stuff is starting to get better, and I'm getting into the rhythm and flow. And also, I suffer from seasonal depression every single year. And leaving work with the sun up and coming home and the sun still up has did a full 180 on my mood. So I'm more happy and playful. And make sure you send me a message. Get that free merch. Bye.